Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike.
Okay. Hello, Tanisha. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Now, you know what? I tried something. I'm always I got the tech bug. So I'm trying something new. I'm not a big Zoom person. I on Teams mostly. So you see my background.
Yes.
I thought you would be sitting in the chair next to me. So,
Oh, wow.
which would have been really cool. So I don't know how I there
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay.
Right on, right on.
Okay. All right.
Well, good
I didn't
afternoon.
I didn't know you could do that. Okay.
You know
Okay, great.
what?
Yeah.
We're learning something new every day with this tech stuff. And I try not to be scared of it. If I see something and it says try it, I'll try it. I figure I can't break anything.
All right. That's right. Yeah. It's when I first went Zoom, it was trial and error. I mean, I had to figure stuff out real fast because I had to shut my studio down and people kept saying, do Zoom, do Zoom. And I'm like, what's Zoom? I remember Lionel Richie Zoom with Commodores and
Right?
64, but I don't know
Zoom.
about no Zoom. And
Right.
I had to learn it really quick and move. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I am so glad to see you here. Um, I was going to try to start the video
Oh,
of you, and I was in here and I was sharing. So I want you guys to just be patient with me, whether you're here live with me or with me and Mike, or I'm going to be seeing this on the replay. I want to try to share a video that we have of this amazing man, which folks have probably seen it already, but you know what? Just in case you don't know who he is, we're gonna load this baby up and let you see what this man in action. And I think this is just fabulous. And I'm just glad to have you here. So before we get started, let's go on and check you out.
all right, great. Yes, thank you for having me. Yes.
Oh, we'll go get her, man. We'll play doubles. Yeah. The commissioner wants to see him about the kidnapping.
Look who's talking.
Oh, what's the matter? You can't handle firehouse chili? Look, man, how many times do I have to tell you? No hustling in front of the building. When they talk, take off the belt. It's for your own safety.
The other one's not.
Oh, what did I do? I blew that. I blew that. But nevertheless, can you hear me?
Yes, yep, I'm good.
Nevertheless, wow.
Yeah, it's been a journey and I'm ready for more.
You ready for more?
Yeah, yep, yeah. I've just got some great plans for my future, some things that I'm working on and some things that I'm really excited about. So um, I'm in forward motion. These fires happen here in Altadena and
Mhm.
the Lord saved our home. So I'm good. It's just I had some massive plans in January and so when on the 7th all of that got stalled for a few months, but I'm back up and rolling.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad to see you back. I know one thing is that it didn't stop you. You kept rolling. You leaned into the position that you were in, and people depend on you. You know that people depend on you. they hang on to you as a lifeline. I can imagine the position you in, and you really hung in there with them, you and your family. So I commend you and your family for all that you went through, and you never missed a beat. So
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you, because I mean, that's when I contact you about this lot going live with me here, and you were all for it. And so I really appreciate your dedication and love for the industry and what you do for others.
Yes, you are welcome. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let me just, I don't even know if I need to say anything more, but one of the reasons I wanted you to be here and for you all to meet Mike, if you've never met Mike, at least my network, I wanted our networks to collaborate so you can get some good things. As you see, Coach Mike has been an actor. I mean, I don't know. You've been an actor since the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, late 80s is when I put my foot in it. I stepped into it, but I really didn't get my rise to success through some failed ventures in the beginning, late 80s. I didn't really get my rise until 93. That's when it was really serious for me. And it was just out of trial and error in the late 80s, just doing things incorrectly. And I had to keep going back to my regular job. They kept rehiring me
Mhm.
every time I'd fall on my face. And so I didn't want to go back 3 times. So I said, Mike, you're going to have to figure this thing out, or you're going to end up going back 3 times. And more than likely, you'll end up staying at that company and you'll complain about what could have been the rest of your life. So I was able to just through focus, knowing what I wanted, eliminating distractions, and I had to leave what many males are caught up in, and even some females these days, this whole sports thing and entertainment and pouring all my energy into that and having these fake heroes
Right,
that
right,
wouldn't know me if I passed them on the street.
right.
Right, definitely not going to pay my bills. But you have men wearing their jerseys and stuff. They're paying $200 for a jersey with some other man's name on their back, and their number one team should be their household, their family. That's whose name they're supposed to wear in the back. But for some reason, they think something's wrong with that. Oh, if I wear my own name on my back, I'm going to seem full of myself. Well, who else would you be full of?
That's right.
Right? Everybody else is taken, right? And so I just had to get out of that whole chasing athletes and then having these kind of fake conversations with males about sports and getting in arguments and debates about who's the best and it's like none of it increased my bottom line. It
Right.
was me, a race to the bottom. So finally got my act together and learned how to focus. And then I was able to figure things out rapidly. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me tell you guys, this is truly a huge favor. I'm one of those people, I'm a Virgo, so I have a tendency not to ask for help, even when the resources are there for me. And this was one of those times, Mike does something totally different than what I do here with PCE Casting, but it's in the same industry. And so for me, when I started PCE Casting, I made the leap last year, but I actually kicked it off like in January. So I'm 8 months in this territory of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. And so one of the things, all I knew is that I know what Mike does. I know how good he is. I know what he's accomplished, and I know what he's doing now. But some kind of way, this collaboration is going to work. So the backstory is how I was able to get him have him as a resource. Is Mike was my neighbor when I was in junior high school. He was in high school. I was in junior high school. We literally lived right next door to one another. And he was always, you and your family were always the nicest. The kids on our block ran up and down the street, and so it seemed like the doors on our block are always open to the neighbors. And so it was a really friendly block, and that's how I got to know Coach Mike. And I'm a believer, and I believe that God doesn't put people in our path for anything, for nothing. And I went through my life journey. Just so happens I was thrusted into entertainment in the beginning, in my early years in music due through to my husband. And then in doing some business, I ran into Mike again as an adult. He's married, I'm married. We're like at the print shop doing our entrepreneurial thing. And, so there he is again. And so Mike has just always been, I guess you can say he's been a part of my life forever. And God, it wasn't by mistake. God clearly meant for
Yeah.
you to be in my path for whatever reason. And so this is just the beginning because this is the first time we've done anything together. So who knows where this will take us. But I think where I was going with this is my point of today. Oh, wait, this is it. I don't know what happened between you graduating from high school and starting acting. What job was it that you had? That's what I
Well,
want to know.
I actually had multiple jobs. I actually have a list of all the jobs that I had from the first job I had, which was at Henry's Market. I
Uh-huh.
was 14, no, 15. Well, about to turn 15. My
In
mom actually got,
person.
yes. So she got me a job under the table. They were like just kind of Hank and Frank, the sons of
Yeah.
the owners, were just like allowing me to work. They said, you come in, you work 4 hours a day. We pay you under the table because you're not really legal to work. But your mom asked if we'd help you out because
Oh,
you
wow.
don't have your father's absent through divorce and so on. And so they let me work there. And then I screwed up that opportunity because I was a young man. I was a real screw up. I just was. And then I wasn't old enough. I got a job at McDonald's, but they fired me because I wasn't old enough to work yet. You needed to be 16 to work there. And I just wasn't old enough yet. I was going to turn 16 in a couple of months, but they still fired me. Then I turned 16. Then I got another job at the Carson Mall and then on Carson Street, both McDonald's. So I had three McDonald's jobs. I have a laundry list of Carson Mall jobs
Okay.
and so on. And then finally, after I graduated high school, I went to business school for a minute, for a year, got a certificate, basically learned how to type is all
Hmm.
it was, because all the other stuff I don't remember,
Yeah.
accounting and all that. And then finally, in the late 80s, I went to Europe chasing a modeling career and so on. And I didn't do that properly. Went back a second time, didn't do that properly. And then that's when it led to 93, which was the last time that I moved to Hollywood and finally figured it out because, there was a sense of urgency because
Uh-huh.
I wasn't getting any younger and I thought that 28 was old. And so I said, you got to figure this out. So that's when the focus and just paying attention, asking people questions and figuring things out became like at the forefront of my very journey. And I just figured stuff out. And basically, what I teach actors now is the same formula that I learned for myself because it's nothing deep. It's not, well, you got to drink some special sauce. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing at
Right.
all. It's just knowing the right formula, as in most any endeavor. There's a certain blueprint or formula, and most people just don't learn it.
Yeah.
They're, like you said earlier, they're either afraid to ask or they're afraid to ask and then take action and be corrected because
Hmm.
some people are wounded from childhood trauma over being corrected because some people got their finger, you so stupid, you got it wrong. Teachers give you a terrible grade and a red Sharpie and all this stuff, and so some people say I'll do just enough to get by and have a nice little life, and I only want enough to get by. It's like, and so when it comes to making higher levels of income, it's like, well, I only want to make enough money to be comfortable. But they would never say that about their health. If you
Yeah.
ask someone, how healthy would you want to be? They'd never say, just enough to be comfortable. How smart do you want your kids to be? Just enough to be comfortable. But when it comes to money, how much money do you want to make? Well, I don't want to come off as greedy. So just enough to be comfortable. So most people don't even know it. They have some issue with their money blueprint. And
Yeah.
that needs to be addressed because we're only going to go as high in this life as our identity
Yeah.
says. I mean, because you can win the lottery, but if your identity isn't matched with the money, then you're going to lose the money, as many do.
Right, right. Absolutely.
So there's so much to it, but and that's why then I wrote my first book, Programming Your Mind for Success. I got into personal development, which that's part of my future journey is really plugging into that industry. Yes.
Absolutely. It's totally aligned. That's that one of the things I've learned through my journey is to really be successful with what you really want to do, is that anything you do extra has to be aligned with that.
Yes.
I know my personal journey is just love to see people win. I mean, I know what my struggle was like. And I really had nobody there to help me or show me anything. I didn't learn anything. I always start my conversations with, I went to 13 schools in 12 years
Wow.
through elementary years. And so my journey has just been grasping whatever I can grasp from whatever seemed to be aligned with my soul, and going along with that. But in that journey, it's just like I'm learning here, I'm learning from there. And so along the way, I just knew that that was what I was supposed to do, to share and um, help people get to where they're going,
Y-
essentially.
Yes.
And that's just with my experience and know-how. And so I like to see people win. I don't want to see people struggling to try to get to reach their goals. And I just so happen to be a risk taker. I'm not scary. A lot of people have a fear. They have fear in them. They don't jump. They don't try. They just kind of sit in wherever they are. And so everything I do, it's aligned with helping other people.
Yes.
And the entertainment industry just grabbed me, like I said, because I had to make sure that we ate, because my husband was a artist. He was a composer, writer, and musician, and we had two children, so we had to eat. So I was thrust into the entertainment industry, and I became a celebrity, basically celebrity consultant. I always say that I'm the Olivia Pope of entertainment, because I do troubleshooting, I'm a negotiator, I do all these things, and it's fun. I love the industry.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
I love behind the scenes, even though I look like I should be in front of it.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
I love the business of entertainment.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so I want to get on into you know why we have you here, to get these jewels from you, Mike. Um, and I just want to thank you all for coming and joining us. And I want to thank Mike for being here. So let me just jump right into it. Mike, many people call themselves extra, call background actors extras, or they just say, oh, I'm extra. I want to do extra work, or oh, look at all those extras in the film. But they're really actors. And I know your niche is commercial acting, and I've watched some of your videos, and I see you cringe when you people say extra when the word background actor and the extras come up. And and that is the way you feel, and that's your niche. But there's always something good that's going to come out of, whether it's a negative feeling about something, or there's positives that can come out of it. And I'm paraphrasing it. I heard you say, if you're going to act, don't get stuck doing extra work. But, even so, everybody has to start somewhere, and people are going to usually try to figure out the easiest way in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whether they're going to sit in a game show as an audience member, or if they get lucky enough to figure out how to become an extra. And extra work has been, just like I said, just a simpler way. Why is it so important to own the title from day one? Because to me, there is a difference between a background actor and an extra.
Well, the key word here, it depends on what a person wants. Like there was a guy, and I believe he still does it, but his name is Spooner. And he's probably, maybe he's my age. I'm 61. He might be 61, 62. And he is a career background artist,
Mhm.
but he trades stocks when he's waiting. Always has his laptop, and so he gets upgrades. And some of his secrets I'm actually going to share today. Because I did several spots where I'd see Spooner and he has a good look and everything, but his thing is he wants to remain as a background actor. So that's like a career position for him for his own reasons.
Yeah.
Because his income, he makes income through trades and stuff when he's on set. But an extra is like many extras that I've met did not plan to remain as extra to background. They wanted to go from, as you put it, extra to essential, meaning principal. And so that's the key word is stuck. If the actor is, if they want to do we'll call it extra work to background, then that's great. Just like Spooner, they're doing what they want to do, which is fulfilling and gives them satisfaction. But if they want to do extra work, but go from extra to essential, this is what these directives here today can be used as a guide if they want to, if they don't, or if they want to keep doing extra work, but learn how to get upgrades, right? Upgraded to principal, just like Spooner again. So I'm going to share some of these ideas. And then some want to go from extra to principal or what we're calling here essential. Um, uh, the reason that background players, extra players are important is because they're the frame of the picture. Like when you buy a picture, you get a frame for it,
Yes.
you know, and the extras and background artists, they create framing for the photo. Like the if you put a picture up on the wall without a frame, it can look incomplete. So so background extra artists, they cause you to focus on the picture. They don't necessarily focus on the frame, but the frame helps complete the picture. So
Yes.
this is why background and extra artists, I'll just call them one and the same for now,
Yeah.
even though we have differentiated.
Yeah.
They're they're very, very important. Like one of my favorite movies, it's a shoot 'em up movie. It's Scarface, but and I've seen it probably 800 times. And we even saw the 50, whatever, 40-year anniversary at the
Uh-huh.
movie on the big screen. But we always focus on the extras because of the wonderful things they do. Like when Al Pacino's in the restaurant at the end of the night, he says, "So say goodnight to the bad guy. You never see a bad guy like me again." Right. And we're looking at the extras and their reactions to this crazy gangster guy going off in the restaurant and stumbling all about. And
Right.
it's just magnificent when they set up Emilio Rabanga in the camp, the refugee camp, and all those extras were leave or die, leave or die, leave or die, right? And
Right.
all the extras doing their thing. It was like, and there's a one old man with a stick just kind of wandering endlessly, just hitting stuff. We always focus on him when we watch the movie.
Right.
It's essential. I mean, just think if there were no background, no extras,
Hmm.
right? No one
Yes.
around. I mean, I know they have two-person scenes, but you can't do that the whole movie. The people would walk out. So
Right.
extras are essential. Background artists are essential. They're needed. They frame the photo.
Yes. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you, I know when we talked about doing this live, I asked, gave you like a list of topics that you'd like to talk about, and you were like, all of them.
Yes.
So, I have a few questions here, but what you, because I've seen you go and you teach and you have it in your mind what you want, you ready, you want to just go?
So here's what I want to do because as I prepare my list, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's 11 things. I'm looking for the 12th. Um, but I have like 11 ideas on if you want upgrades, if you want to go from extra to essential, and even if you're background and you
Yeah.
say, man, I want to know, I didn't even know upgrades were possible. I didn't even know I could become a principal in a commercial and at least get the Taft Hartley,
Yes.
right? So there are some ideas I want to cover here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all,
I got my pen. I'm
okay, so
writing.
if the actor says, how do I get upgraded to principal? Okay, and this is some work. This is like, many actors, people in general take the path of least resistance, so they don't want to do the work. So right away, that's going to separate the winners from the people that don't do so well.
Mm-hmm.
But if the actor is willing, here's some brilliant ideas. First of all, if you want to get upgrades, you need to create an online profile that reflects that you're already a principal. So let's say you have central casting. So what they do is they have you put these basic photos up, but you're allowed to put up professional photos
Mm-hmm.
there and on backstage. If not, then because I remember Central Casting used to have you come in and they just take Polaroids of you, right? But I believe that they have, I know on backstage, you can put up professional looking photos. The problem is many actors, they just take pictures with their cell phone.
Yeah, selfie.
You could see the arm extended out, taking a photo, and it looks like they're really not serious about their career. And it looks like they really don't care about presenting the best possible product to the production company. I
Mm-hmm.
tell this to all of my actors. I tell them, you will book more work if you care more about solving their problem as opposed to your money problems
Mm-hmm.
and your I need this job, man. I got rent to pay. If like I always give the example. If you go in a restaurant and you say, "Hi, how long's the wait?" and they say, "Oh, 15 minutes. Just have a seat over there. We'll call your name." And you hear them say, "They look like they tip well. They good tippers." See, you'd want to get up and leave because it'd be about, "Oh, so you hoping for the money? Oh, the tip? That? Oh, I thought you were into giving great service and hospitality. So
Mm-hmm.
that's your deal? You hope we tip well, right?" So that would be a turnoff. So it's the same in this industry. If we come professionally, right, we're showing the producer, director, cast director, I care more about solving your problem than my own, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's super attractive. It's for any bit, there's any business you go into. We don't want them to be self-centered. We want them to be other person-centered. And that should show up in the way that they serve us. The service and the hospitality, which are two different things. Most people think service and hospitality are the same thing. No, they are not. Many businesses fail because they don't know the difference between the two, but that's a lesson for a different day.
Yeah,
So
no, you're
you need
absolutely right.
an online profile that reflects I am a principal. This means professional photos. Uh, also, resume needs to be put together properly. A lot of actors don't fill out their online profiles completely. They leave stuff off. They don't maximize their special skills because somebody told them you got to be an expert to put all these special skills down. No, you don't. I've proven that time and time again in my own career that when it comes to special skills, I don't have to be an expert at it unless they ask me, can I or climb a mountain, ride a horse, drive a forklift? Those are dangerous activities if you don't know what you're doing, right? So then we leave those things off. But tennis and golf, and I even fake like I knew karate for this one commercial I did, and actually booked the darn job
Right.
because I knew how to do some moves. Never took a lesson in my life, right? But the resume has to be put together properly, and then the clips. Actors
Yeah.
need clips, right? Not a reel, but clips,
Right.
right? So, and I teach all of this in my program that I actually teach. Teaching now, I'm in my 25th year. Okay. Also, here's another one. If you're not familiar with the product,
Mm-hmm.
I have an audition. I'm on set tomorrow with for some commercials called Vraylar. Vraylar. Go to YouTube and look up Vraylar.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them pharmaceuticals that if you take 3 pills a day, your legs will fall off and you'll die and come back to life. It's one of them things, right? But look it up. Be familiar with the product because it could show up somewhere
Yeah.
on set. At least be familiar with it. Hey,
Yes.
what set are you working on tomorrow? Oh, some commercial. I don't know. It is something that, it's like, no, 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 no. We need to be aware of the product. right?
This is your business. You,
Absolutely.
you have to take ownership. Your image is your business. That's your
Yes.
product. So you basically saying you have to set up your business as an entrepreneur, the
See,
website, and know who your clients are.
see, and here's the other issue, just with people in general, but I'll stick to actors for now.
Mm-hmm.
They can do the job acting, but most can't run the business.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
a difference
Yeah.
because, like, when I worked at McDonald's, they just put me on the grill. I did my job,
Right.
but I couldn't manage a store
Right. Right.
because I don't understand the business of managing a McDonald's.
Right.
So it's most actors take classes, they learn how to act,
Mm-hmm.
but then when it comes to being a business person, because as the great Kobe Bryant used to say, there's the acting business and then the business of acting, right? There's a basketball game and then there's the game of basketball. Excuse me, that's what Kobe would say. The
Mm-hmm.
basketball game, you go out there, he had 50 points, but then the game of basketball, right, is business, contracts, negotiating, holding out for the money I want. I want to get traded to another team. And many actors never, the reason why they don't learn, because their coaches don't teach them. They don't teach them business. They only teach them Uta Hagen, Respect for Acting, Michael Shurtleff Audition, Ivana Chubbuck, The Power of the Actor, Michael Caine Audition. They're told to buy those books. Those are great books.
Mm-hmm.
Those books are awesome, awesome, but they teach you, for the most part, zero about how the business works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one little nugget on business. At
Yeah.
least look up to know what
Oh,
they're
who you
working on,
right.
understand the product.
Right.
Next, okay, this is a tough one for some people because some people make up excuses here, but it's real simple. Grandma and mama and dad used to teach us, show up on time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When they say your call time's 8 a.m., get there a little early. Wait in the parking lot. We're going to wait somewhere. I don't want to wait on the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's an accident. I'm going to be late. Now I got to wait. Car won't roll. I'd rather my car won't roll in a parking lot of a place where I'm already there. I'm
Yeah.
going to wait somewhere. Why would I get there early and have to wait? Because I don't want to wait on the freeway. I don't want to wait.
That's a part of the job, waiting, hurrying up and
And all
hurrying up
really,
and wait.
really, I mean, really, all of life is waiting on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it really is.
Absolutely.
So, within the right perspective, then it's like, okay, I'm okay with that, I guess, right? But we're always waiting on something. Man, this July
Right.
4th, man, when we go on vacation, it's always waiting on something. But
Mhm.
see, timing and showing up on time, that's a character issue,
Yeah.
right? It's not that a person can't do it. It doesn't take a necessarily a skill to learn how to be on time. It's a character issue.
Yeah.
And some people even put a skin color on when you're timely. All my family, we're all timely, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And my son had hired this guy because he has this great Pop the Balloon show, my son, and we just got off a tour. They're about to go on another tour. And
One of our favorites,
he had
by the
hired
way.
this, say that again.
One of our favorites, by the way.
Yeah, it's really wild to watch him to watch him work. But he had hired a person as one of the people to work with him and trying to help him elevate his life. And he's late all the time. And John would even send an Uber to pick him up way in Long Beach. And he said, "I'll pay for the Uber because I really want you to be a part." And then he's like, "No, I'll get there." And then he's like an hour late. And then John says, I can't keep hiring you, paying you, and you're late. I'm not docking your pay. And he's going to tell him, "Oh man, you on white people's time."
Right.
It's like, wait, what is that? You
Right.
you mean time has a skin color now? What? You mean being punctual has something to do with your race? What? Right. So he had to stop working with him. It's like I'm done with him. So because people they won't be late to the concert. If it's Beyonce, Swift, or somebody, man, I'm getting there 2 hours early to get my seat, right? But if it's work, if it's something where they think they can cut corners, then it's like, hey, man, they'll say stuff like, "That's just how I am."
And
No.
that's usually the stuff that has their own name on it.
Yep. Yep.
They'll mess up everything that has their own name on it, their
Yep.
own
Yep.
brand.
Yep.
For
That's
some,
right.
giving them an opportunity
Yep.
to have a
If it's
credit, with his name.
Yes. If it's a basketball game or their favorite stars are playing a concert, see, they'll get there 2 hours early for that.
Yeah.
But like you said, to your point, your own name, it's like, man, I'm gonna screw that up.
Yeah.
So, and producers, they're not gonna deal with it. Agents and whomever, they're not gonna do, I'm sorry, I'm late again. It's like, no, that's just who you've decided to become, a
Right.
person that hasn't embraced the character of punctuality.
Right.
So
Right.
that is critical. Also, when you show up on set, dress like a principal. Ah, this is a huge breakthrough. Dress like a principal. What does that mean? It means, okay, when you watch commercials, your average spot, they dress based on the Procter and Gamble look. They call it the P&G look. The
Mm,
P as in pointer, G as in good look, the P&G look. What styles represent the P&G look? Here they go. Gap, Banana Republic, J. Crew, Old Navy, Lands End, LL Bean, Eddie Bauer. Those styles of clothing represent the Procter and Gamble or P&G look, right? And so when you watch commercials, this is why it's great for the actor, even if they are familiar with the product. It's McDonald's. Okay, go to YouTube and put in McDonald's commercial and see how they dress because it's easy for you to get pulled out of from the background, the extra assembly, and get pulled up to principal just because you're dressed like a principal.
that's dope information right there.
It just happened to one of my clients. She said, Coach Mike, I did just what you said. She said, I went in my closet and I found the P&G type of clothes, just like you said, and the more colorful ones, because I always recommend that they wear P&G. I call them brights. Most people call
Yes.
them jewel tones, right? But wear the P&G brights or jewel
Knowledge.
tones that match like your look, because everyone has like a color chart, colors that look good on them. Usually people with dark hair, dark features, yellow looks good on them, orange looks good on them,
Yeah.
certain greens look good on them. So they need to understand their color palette. You can get a free lesson on that on YouTube. But dress in those colors
Right.
and wear those style of clothing. It's nothing sexy. It's polo shirts. It's p and it's the flannel shirt look with the gray t-shirt underneath and khaki
Yeah.
pants or jeans. It's real dressed down. It's nothing sexy, but
Hmm.
it's the Procter and Gamble or what they call P&G look. Dress like a principal when you show up on set because oftentimes they say, "Oh, dress like this and bring a couple of extra outfits." Great. Make sure they're all P&G outfits. Yep. Not just something, oh, it's just background, whatever, right? I'm gonna be sitting around all day, right? No, no, come prepared for an upgrade.
Show
The
up as an essential.
Yes, the upgrades are beautiful. The pay is great. Here's a little side note for free. There's three types of nationals.
Hmm.
Well, three types of network nationals. These are the ones that pay the most. Three types. You have the regular national, network national, which is you and the commercial, and boom, you make great money because it's network. Beautiful. Then you have the network national with theme music. I did a couple of those, right?
Hmm.
And okay, so we did Toyota and the song no, we did we did Toyota. So the song what they used was, "Hey now, you're a rock star, get your game on, go on,
Yeah.
play." The rights to use that song is very expensive.
Right.
It's
Right.
expensive. So they're paying more money. Toyota's investing more money to get the rights to use that song in their commercial. Guess what? It's going to run longer
Yeah.
because they want a full ROI on the usage, of that commercial, that music. It's like we
Yeah.
want a full return. So
Right.
it's going to run on all things
Wow.
being equal. No, nothing go wrong, no recall or whatever. They're gonna run it longer. You make more money.
Yeah.
Al-
Wow.
Also, the third type is this, right? It's kind of a combination. It's theme music, right?
Hmm.
Like what was it? Applebee's had a campaign right after the pandemic. when people start going outside again, and they start playing "Welcome Back," your
Yeah.
dreams were your
Yeah.
ticket. The rights to that song are very expensive. So whomever was in that Applebee's commercial using that theme music, they make more money. Okay. So, but then you have, oh, celebrities. Now you got A-listers doing commercials. Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., right? I mean, Halle Berry, Queen Latifah, they already been doing uh, like beauty ads and stuff, but you got many of them
Mm,
today that are they're
a
because it
lot.
used to be in the 70s and 80s, you didn't see big film stars in
Right.
commercials here in the US, only overseas. You would see Stallone Schwarzenegger in a Japanese beer commercial there, not here, because you were seen as taking a step backward in your career if you went from movies back to commercials.
Yeah.
Now it's totally different because we're in the social media era.
Mhm,
And so
mhm.
now you will see high price tag celebrities who cost a whole lot of money to join their brand with Pepsi or American Express or Kevin Hart with these credit card series commercials, right? So they had to pay them millions of dollars. Guess what? If everything goes okay, if Kevin Hart don't get canceled or celebrity don't do something stupid and now they're canceled, that commercial is going to run longer. So the principals that are in it with them, they're going to make more money.
Wow.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
really great. That's why it breaks my heart when I meet actors. Because I got a free Zoom today at 2 o'clock, right? And I meet actors, and some of them, I'm just here to get ideas. I don't know. I don't really want to do commercials. I don't know. I just, I'm a real actor, and all of that. And they think they have, like, no one knows them. They have no hookups or anything, right? And they just think, I'm gonna just walk right up to the top. I'm just, I don't have to do no commercial. I don't want to do them anyway. Life is about getting our have tos out of the way so we can get into the want tos. We got to
And
get
not
the
and
have
not to
tos done.
mention, you don't know when you're showing up for different things, you don't know what's laid out for you waiting on you there.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
You don't know who's in the room. You don't know who's around. Showing
Oh,
up is key to life. Sitting
woo.
around in your house waiting for that roll to fall through the ceiling is
A-
asinine.
As grandma used to say, you meet people for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Hmm.
Yes. Especially if I'd have made a commitment to be somewhere, I signed up for it. And now I'm just going, oh, I can't make it. I can't go. All I'm doing is just killing my own blessing
Hmm.
because you meet people for a reason. Even somebody I cross on the sidewalk, whether if they speak or they don't speak, that person is still importance in my model of the world, how I see the world and what I plan to do about it, right? And how I plan to, I'm gonna cross them as soon as I get close enough to them, walking on the sidewalk, I'm gonna still look at them. And if
Yeah.
they look at me, then I'll acknowledge, hey, how are you? But some people, they turn their head away so they don't have to speak. And it's like, well, okay, but that's not gonna stop me from at least making the attempt to just say hello.
Yeah.
Just hi, how are you? Hi,
Yeah.
right? I don't want anything from you, just a hello. I might be the only smile you get all day.
All day.
Hi, how are you? Hi. A person could ask themselves that. How many smiles did you get today? If you
Mhm.
went outside today and left your street, right? How many smiles did you get today? Right?
Right.
Most people say, wow, maybe one or two, right? So I want to be a part of that movement where I
Absolutely.
acknowledge fellow man. All
Absolutely.
right. Okay, again, it's a character issue.
Yeah.
Okay,
Character.
so dress like a principal. It can get you an upgrade. Here's another one. Ask the PA, usually when you show up on set, a production assistant or even production coordinator
Hmm.
they'll greet you and say, "Hi, are you Mike? Hi, yes. Okay, come on over this way." And then they take you to where you belong, right? Where they're gonna stage you, position you, the waiting area, green room, whatever. And you can now we got to read the room. If they're like in a hurry and frantic, right? If they're not in a hurry and frantic, you may ask them, "Are there any upgrades? Is the director giving any upgrades today?" Right? Are they giving any upgrades? Because a production company has so many upgrades per quarter to give away,
Hmm.
right? They have to allow, based on Taft-Hartley laws, they have to allow actors that are non-union the opportunity to go to union or at least become SAG eligible. So they have upgrades. Now, it's a lot of politics involved in it, and usually the little pretty girls, they get the upgrades, not the guys and all that. So, the pretty girls get it first. They get the upgrades if available first, and then the guys, it's like, well, I hope I can get an upgrade, but okay, it's just the game you got to play.
Yeah.
Men get them too, but if it's a male PA, he's looking at the cute girls to give the upgrades. It's just kind of how it works. I
Hmm.
don't fight with how stuff works. I just try to find some kind of advantage around it somehow if I
Get in
can.
where you fit in. How
Yes.
you can fit yourself in there.
But
Yeah,
but there are possibilities of some on
absolutely.
some shoots of getting an upgrade. It's just, nice to know because that's going to determine how you do some of these other ideas I'm gonna share. Okay, but next, this is so critical. The production coordinator or the production assistant, they're going
Mhm.
to tell you, okay, so you're going to stay in this room and the restroom is down the hall or the restroom's over there. So just make sure after you go to the restroom, just return to this area. So this way, when the director says, okay, give me 5 extras, right? She radios and says, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, right? And they go to where the extras are and they're looking for 5 or all of them, right? Okay, guys, come on. And if somebody's missing, the only place they want to look, well, maybe 2 places, but for background, no, one place. That's the restroom. That's it. Are they in the restroom? And not wandering off somewhere.
Craft
I did a
services.
commercial one time with a principal, and they staged us in this little area, right up under an easy up tent. We were outside. We were in Larchmont Village,
Yeah.
real beautiful homes and stuff. And so they said, this is where you wait. And they said, craft services are over there and the restrooms over there. So those are only the other 2 places we were expected to be if we weren't in the waiting area. She came back over and she said, where's Joseph? And we're like, I, she said, yeah, the director needs Joseph like now. And we're like, guess what Joseph did? He wandered off into the neighborhood to look at the houses. He was walking up and down. It's like, man, these some nice houses, right? Sure, it was a beautiful neighborhood. It was a bright, sunny morning, not too hot. It was beautiful. And there's a bunch of trees and stuff lined streets and all, right? So he decided to go for a walk. Guess what? They grabbed one of the background actors and said, you just got an upgrade. Joseph came back 45 minutes later. Guess what?
Wow.
They sent him home.
Missed his whole opportunity.
The director was infuriated.
I'm sure.
And they told the PA you could send him home, right? Because that was the only shot that they needed him in anyway,
Mm,
right? It was like one particular shot, and it was
yeah.
like boom. So stay, do not wander off. Stay in your designated area, or if they say the restroom's down there, they don't want to wander and look around to find out where you are.
Right.
Really important. Because some actors say, man, see, that's what they do. They
Mm,
do this to principals. Your call time is 8 a.m. You don't work till 1 p.m. And actors get restless. Man, I could have been at home in the bed, man. Shoot. It's like, no, no. You'd rather be on set working, wouldn't you? We don't
right.
get in the business to stay in the bed.
Right.
No, we get in the business to be on set and work,
Hmm.
right? And and the reason they call in actors early, because they want to get all of that. I'm sorry, I missed the bus. I had a flat tire. The dog ate my homework. They give you hours in advance to get all of the excuses so they see it out of the way. And
Right.
then you'll be here when we need you. So yeah, we call you in 4 or 5 hours early. Not all the time. Sometimes your call time is 8 a.m. You're working by 10,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But sometimes they say just get them here. It depends on the directions of that director and the production company and their experiences with actors,
Right.
right? So yeah, sometimes yeah, you might be waiting 3 or 4 hours before you work, right? But you're where we need you in case we change our mind and need you earlier.
Hmm.
What if
Hmm.
we change the shooting rotation? Because the sun is
The weather
it's
changed.
fall time and the sun goes down at 5:15. So we didn't take that into account, or the clouds won't move. we got sunshine now. We need to shoot that one scene. We need maximum light. We're not rigging any light. And so they just want you to be there,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And always ready. Okay, so next, when the PA approaches, now we're talking, I mean, this is the same for principals too,
Hmm.
right? But when the PA approaches the extras, right? And they're like ready to call you because the director needs you. Now you need 15 of you in this scene. Soon as they come, right? And this actor's smart, right? They're dressed in P&G clothing. Put the phone down and get up, put the phone away, get up and stand at attention and have a look of, choose me. I'm ready.
Right. Hand
Right.
raise without raising your hand.
See, instead of you know, it's a chore now, man. They interrupted my text.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoot, man. Can you wait a minute? Let me finish this email. That's that's some folks, and especially this generation.
Yeah.
This is more important to them. I got to finish my email,
Yeah.
right? Or my text or whatever.
Hmm.
So get up and show the PA or the production coordinator, right? I'm up. Yes. How can I serve? Again, this becomes automatic when our philosophy is I'm more concerned with solving your problem than mine than me making minimum wage.
Hmm.
That's not my concern. Or I really need this paycheck because bills are due. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how can I serve you in excellence to solve your problem. That's how they begin to have a desire to see us again. And we want you to
Absolutely.
keep working. We like her, we like him. They're great. They're easy to work with. That's what they're going to say. They may not have all the details down pat on paper as to why they like you so much, but all they're going to do is say he's easy to work with. She's easy to work with,
Yeah.
right? It's just one more person that's helping them get the job done that
Hmm.
day. Yep. So have a look, be enthused. A lot of people just lack enthusiasm. I meet them every month in my free Zooms. They slate their name, they don't even smile. Hi, tell us your name. Hi, I'm Mike Pointer. And they don't talk up, they don't speak up. Hi, I'm so, I
Hmm.
guess, but I'm a great actor though. Yeah, I'm gonna win 8 Oscars in one night. Man, enthusiasm is contagious. It's
Yeah.
contagious. People being excited about what they're doing,
Right.
having gratitude that you even thought of me to
Yeah.
call me to your multi-million-dollar set to do this project. I appreciate you for it. I thank you.
Wrong attitude.
Okay, so next, when you're on set and the director's saying, okay, so you guys are going to walk over here and you're going to stop. And whether if they're saying, don't look at the camera because we're not giving any upgrades, so don't look at the camera, right? You still look enthused. Okay, absolutely. So you understand? Yes, sure. Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for that. My pleasure. Right? Just the same thing we want to hear when we go place an order at Starbucks and
Yeah.
the Trader Joe's and these Chick-fil-A or wherever the people go. Right? See, at those establishments, they don't say no problem
Hmm.
because to many people that's a double negative. No problem. No and problem.
The
They,
problem.
they say my pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me get that for you.
Hmm.
Go to Trader Joe's. They don't make you just wait in line. Okay, if there's an aisle open there, a cashier open, they say I can help you over here. Some
Hmm.
of them walk up to you. Here, I'll help you over here, as opposed to hiding behind the register. Hope they don't see I'm open,
Hmm.
right? So we need to have that kind of standard in the way that we serve, even as an actor, because those things are considered as hospitality.
Hmm.
Service is reactionary, right? Hospitality is proactive.
Yeah.
It's what can I do to make this
Make
person
the
feel
experience
better?
better.
It,
Make
it's
the
it's how
experience better.
you make the person feel about how McDonald's delivered the hamburger,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, you're gonna give me the hamburger, of course, but it's how did I feel? How did you make me feel about it? Right? That's what makes a business legendary. That's what makes an actor and their reputation legendary is the feeling, as they all say, right? People don't remember what you did. They remember how you made them feel, something like that,
That's
right?
correct.
Same thing, but they package it in saying they're easy to work with.
Yes.
Oh, they're delightful. Oh, I love working with them, right? It's the feeling behind it, not
Right.
just, well, I stood there. Yeah, you told me to stand here. That's what I did. See, that's
Yeah.
the wrong attitude.
Bringing the wrong energy to the space.
That's right.
Yeah.
So be enthused when directions are being given.
Mm-hmm.
Also, okay, I told this extra this on I was doing a Kmart commercial with Martha Stewart, and that we were unloading a truck. I was moving in, like Kmart sells these home goods and stuff right at the time. Maybe they still, well, I don't even know if Kmart's are still open. No, I don't
I
think
think there's probably one or two hanging around.
yeah. But we were doing this home goods little section. We're carrying stuff and moving into our apartment, me and this girlfriend. And I told the extra that was helping me take the table off the moving truck. I said, I said, listen, young man. I said, I'm Mike. I said, listen. I said, cheat towards the camera when you get off the truck. And he was like, wait, what? I said, see the camera right there? I said, if you look this way too much, they can't see both eyes. But if you cheat this way just a little, every time they say action and we carry the table off the truck, cheat towards the camera a little. Let's just see if you can get away with it. I said, you might get upgraded to principal in the final edit. And he was like, oh man, I didn't even know that. He said, thank you for that. And so,
Nuggets,
but
guys. You hear that?
in,
Nuggets
in
of
the
the gym. That was a gym.
in the final edit,
Hmm.
they did because I heard him in one of the cuts. They was like, "No, you're looking at the camera too much." They said to him. They said, "Look away more." So I was like, "Ah, gosh." So we didn't get away with it, but some actors do. Some
Yeah.
actors do, and the director don't see it. Director's paying attention to other stuff, and the actor gets cut into the final edit as a principal, and they get this big principal check. And if it's their first principal job, union job, then they get the Taft-Hartley.
Yeah.
It's great.
That
It's
was
great.
everybody. I hope you got that.
Yeah, it's always be aware of where the camera is. And, if they tell you once, don't look at the camera, don't look, okay, then don't do it anymore.
Absolutely don't do it.
But if they don't mention it and you got some wiggle room where you're extra, but you want to try to get an upgrade, you can kind of try to cheat towards the camera a little more where you believe your camera, your eyeballs, your both eyes are in sight line
Yeah.
with the camera. Yep. Yep. Can possibly get an upgrade. And then lastly,
Mhm.
don't harass the celebrity actors that you're working with. Can I get a selfie? Can I? Okay, some of them are very gracious. They will do a selfie with you, but you got to read the room.
Read the
Because
room.
when I did the commercial, Martha Stewart, she did not. First of all, they already told us. They said, guys, don't don't say anything to Martha. Just leave her alone, right? And I was like, okay, right. And we saw her on, she's on set with us and stuff, and so that means, she don't want you to go, hi, can I get a selfie? No, they don't want that. But some actors are open to it, and that
Mhm.
you just got to read the room. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. You,
The
you gotta,
timing. Read the room and understand your timing.
yes,
If it
yep,
feels like you're pressing, you're pressing.
yes, because
If it
some of
feels like
them,
you're struggling to get your foot over there, you're pressing the issue.
yes, yep,
Wait
yep,
until the opportune time. Yeah.
yes, and so we gotta be aware of what that is. Some are open to it,
Yeah.
but if the PA or production coordinator, or even director tells you outright, then that means chances are they've already discussed that
Mhm.
with that person's rep, with that celebrity's rep, and
Yeah.
they don't want, and who knows what Martha Stewart was dealing with because even 6 months after that, she went to jail.
Mhm.
Yeah, for what some politicians get to do that's legal was trade stocks
Mhm.
before they invest in certain stocks before they even get to the public.
Right.
The politicians get to do it,
Mhm.
but Martha Stewart does it, and oh, now you got to go to jail,
Yeah.
right? So she did her little bit of time and then switched up her image, and she's done really well for herself because that's a form of getting canceled. And she's done like really well. She got a little hips, like I'm a partner up with the Snoop Dogg kid, and I'm kind of blend my image kind of with his, and introduce myself to a whole new younger generation of people, and keep doing my branding and my products and my Miracle Grow and all of that. I mean, she's done really well for herself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So those are some ideas that I wanted to share on getting upgrades. And some of them are my own ideas, and some of them are from two people that I consulted with years ago. Because I gave a talk on this years ago,
Mhm.
and I switched computers and lost all the content. And so that's why when you asked me to do this, I said, "Oh, great, that I get to revisit this subject," because I did have actors in the past ask me, Coach Mike, right now, all I want to do is extra work. So, but is there a way for me to get upgrades,
Yeah.
right, to principal? And so I had a client actually teach me, share some of these ideas with me because she did background for like 18 years.
Mm.
And then she went back into doing principal work and did something for Diet Pepsi with Sofia Vergara and made 54 grand in
Wow.
about 3 months off
Yeah,
that spot
I
alone.
hear, I don't know if you've heard or not, but Dallas's biggest, I think I think their main um I don't lost my train of thought, but their main thing here in Dallas has been over the years commercials.
Yep.
Commercials. That's why I wanted you to, wanted to work with you on this because they're in the process of, trying to do more films here. We got a grant. We got the big $500 million bill passed where they're, looking for people to come here and film feature films and all kind of different films and streaming and all sorts of things. But Dallas has been known for commercials. And
Yes.
so there's not a lot of there's I work for Central Casting, but here in Dallas, they don't have an office here, and there's a lot of casting agencies here, casting directors here, but none that focus on background work. And so that's why I introduced it. That's why I'm introducing it here in Dallas. And
That's
so
great.
yeah, so I'm excited about it. And I'm really open to wherever it takes me, honestly. I'm not stuck with, I'll add other, things into my repertoire as well. But before we get out of here, what's the one thing you want every back actor to you want every background actor to remember about their worth and potential in this business?
So that everything that you do when you're working on set wholeheartedly and bringing 100% of yourself, your service, your hospitality, it matters.
Hmm.
It matters. You're not a small little tiny part. Everything, as one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, used to say, everything matters. There isn't anything that doesn't matter. Now, some people could take that and try to micromanage it and pick it apart, but it's a mindset that whatever I do, I bring 100% of myself to the opportunity. And I serve, I stand, as the song used to say, I stand in the place that I work, that I'm positioned, not I can cut corners because I'm only an extra or I'm only a background player or I'm not very essential or I'm not much of a, I'm kind of a throwaway person. No. And the reason why is because everybody's watching.
Yeah. And
Everybody.
and,
Even
and
even the other background talent, they're watching you also and taking clues from you based on their behavior. Because most people, God bless them, are followers. They'll follow the leader. It's what we're taught to do ever since we grew up in a house where we had leaders as parents, right? And producers, everybody's watching, and they're going to notice about you even in the so-called seeming small position that you're in, can you handle that? It's like the proverb, if you're given a dime, you can't be faithful over $100 if you can't be faithful over a dollar, right? Can't be faithful over 1,000 if you can't be faithful over $100. So it's the same thing. So even though you might be in what seems to be a small position, it isn't. It's just simply where you've been planted. You're not buried. Most
Yeah.
people, when they feel like they're in a dark place, they think that they're buried. No, you're actually planted. And
I,
a seed has to break
mm,
when it's planted. It's
mhm.
got to break apart. And then the roots shoot down and then sprout up. And it's a struggle to get up. It's a struggle for it to burst through into the light. And so um, into the phototropic nature, because there's gravitropic nature and phototropic nature. The gravitropic nature is the roots growing down, and the phototropic nature are the roots, the limbs, and what bears fruit eventually. They have to burst. They have to go north, right? And it's a challenge. It's challenging. And so, but all of it matters. All of it is significant. We don't sow a seed and then the next day say, man, I don't have apples today, so that seed is stupid. It's like, no, it's working. So
Yes.
work where you're planted. Be a wise steward, even when it seems you're in a lowly position or a small position or you're buried. You're not buried. You have been planted.
And
Yes.
and like you said, this is all we're put here to serve. We are put
Yep.
here to serve. If you've chosen this position, this job, it's a temp job
Yep.
position. You've chosen to serve for a certain amount of money. Serve because outside of yourself, whoever put this whole vision together, you're an essential part of the vision that somebody has created
Yep.
to make something greater, and you're a part of it.
Yep. That's right.
So everybody will win. Everybody wins,
That's right.
you
Yep.
know? So it's, you understand the energy that you're bringing into any situation. If you don't have the energy to want to see everybody win, you really shouldn't show up. You really
Yeah. Yep.
you
Yep.
shouldn't register to be a background actor. You should just stop.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yep.
Mike, um, I want to just remind them to connect with you outside of this. They don't understand the gift that's being, they may understand the gift that's being given through you today, and they may not. But for those who don't know, they need to learn who you are and what you're offering and what you do and how much you contribute to this film industry um, via commercials. And they need to visit you. They need to come check you out, and they need to get on board to take their careers to the next level. I don't want anybody to stay stagnant. I love to have you as an extra in my database, but I also want to see you win and level up your acting game if that's what you want. If you want to
Yes.
stop being an extra and be a background actor and continue to act in different areas. So tell them about what you got going on, how we can find you.
Well, if you go to my website, hey, I saw your commercial.com, I host a series 2 weeks out of the month, which I'm starting one in about 45 minutes. 2 weeks out of the month, every month, I do these series of free Zoom classes on how to book TV commercials, television, and film. It's a 60-minute class, and it's like awesome. It's so just pregnant with excellent ideas for actors that are just starting. Coach Mike, I just got off a Greyhound bus. I don't know what I'm doing. It's great for those actors. And then it's great for actors that they say, I've been doing this 5 years, 10 years, and I'm stagnant. I haven't booked in a while. It's great for those actors as well, because many of those actors, what I call in my position number 4, because there's 4 positions. I break them all down in a free Zoom. And then the four essential elements to needed, not wanted, needed to launch your career, the four essential elements. I break all that down in the course, but in the free Zoom class. But number four are the actors that are real close to booking. They just need some tweaking.
Yeah.
They just need a few small little turns. They're kind of off. So we just use their skills and their expertise in the years they've been doing this, and we help them have breakthroughs faster. And then some actors, the number ones, people that just got off the Greyhound bus, some of them, they oh, this is so critical. They move faster. Like they take notes, they ask questions. They like I always tell my actors, develop a bias for speed
Mm,
because some what they lack in talent, they make up for in how quick they move. They
yeah.
just move faster. So a person with a lot of talent can get caught up in procrastination, putting stuff off. I'm afraid, letting their past determine their past failures, determine their future and all. And they just don't move as fast. And they keep saying, you know what, when I'm gonna do it. No, for real. I know I can do it. See, they know they can do it. But see, this, and then some people say, well, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. And I'm just starting. But let me just go on, get started. I'm gonna screw stuff up. I'm gonna make mistakes because I don't know what I'm doing. But they make the mistakes faster, learn from them, and then they reach their goal much faster than a person that has far more talent and they're still scratching their head on when they're gonna do it. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
So just because it's like it's not the most talented people that always book the job anyway. We can tell that by watching TV. Some people are very, very average, but they're always working.
Yeah.
They're always booking.
It
No,
can be anything. You don't know what anybody's looking for. It can be quirkiness. It can be
yep, yep,
it
yep,
can be
yep,
most not the most beautiful person in the world.
yep, yep.
You know, you just
Bad
never
teeth,
know.
all of it.
All kind of stuff.
I've,
Character.
yep,
Character.
yep, yep.
Mm,
But the problem is people talk themselves out of stuff because we love comfort. We love comfort. People want to be comforted more than they want to experience pleasure,
means it's not for
right?
them. Means it's not for them.
Yep, yep,
You know that and that alone gets a person who should who you never would have thought would have got the
yep.
job.
That's right. That's right.
So thank goodness for we're gonna give those people a round of applause for being
Yes, yes.
procrastinators. Yes, because
So, so
it's gotten me in great position for other
so
people not doing.
So visit for everyone listening. If you want to visit, I'd love to have you come experience one of my free Zooms.
Yeah.
It lasts 60 minutes, and I'm doing one in about 45 minutes, and then there's one Saturday and Sunday. I mean, for the next 2 weeks, I'll
Is there
have one.
still time to get into the one for in 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So
Just
where
have to go to my website, heyisawyoucommercial.com, and where it says free Zoom audit, then just sign up there.
I'll post it here in the group so that you'll be able to tag, jump in there if you like. If you can't make it today, make it for the weekend. Get in it. Don't miss it. This is a
Yes.
huge, huge opportunity. So, Mike, I'm not gonna keep you. I am so grateful to have you here in Dallas. Hopefully, we'll get a great response. Maybe, we'll be able to bring you down here live and we can do something live.
That
But
would be great.
well, this was amazing. I really appreciate you. And I mean, you guys, if you're watching this, tag two friends, tell them to join the group because I'm going to do my best to bring you some great things. And thank you for being patient with me. This org has just started in January, so I'm 8 months in, and trust me, I'm going to put you to work. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you again, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching.
Now, if I can just stop the thing.
There it is. Yep.
Okay,
All right.
one more moment.
Yes. Yeah, that was great. Hopefully, the participants will have a pen and a pad and take some notes and we'll get it done.
Absolutely. I just need to stop the live. It didn't stop yet, so I'm going to stop this in the live. Where are you at, Mike? Are you
I
still there?
am. Yep.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know what we got to do to get off of here. I'm not a Zoom aficionado, but I did stop the live for sure. And so I'm going to see if I can get it recorded and downloaded and over to you.
Okay. Yeah, it should show up in your Zoom files.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
email me if you need me for anything. Thank you for having me.
absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been good. I'm gonna just leave it there. It's been a blessing and this was good.
Great. Let me know. We'll do it again.
Okay.
All right, dear. All
Bye
right,
bye.
take care now. Bye for now.
You too. Love you much.
Thank you.